how's everybody doing? Trying to get this set up, and then we'll get this thing rolling. Oh, Lordy. Not used to this. Okay, let me get back over here. We got Bocce. Got David Castle, how you doing? Mater, how you doing? Ben's Workshop. Hibachi. Breezy, how you doing? Still trying to get this thing set up. We'll get it figured out here in a minute, I guess. Somewhere. Dun, 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 dun. We're getting there. Getting everything moved around. Okay. So, did anybody do anything exciting today? There's Wayne. How you doing? Bocce's back to driving. Oh, Lordy. Just cleaning up the motorcycle for a ride tomorrow and have a nice day. Yeah, hopefully you don't get no rain for that, Wayne. We're calling for rain down our way. Turn the 40 gallon barrel. Yeah, plasma cutters are nice, Ben. Oh, Lordy. Been a pretty busy day around here working on stuff on what I can do. So, hey, Daryl, how you doing? Just trying to clean up a little bit around my shop. That thing really got dirty. And we got Daryl.
How you doing, sir?
Oh, we're doing. You do anything good today?
No, just went outside and went out there and tried to help the man with the Barracuda. Put a headliner in, and uh, we got started. That's about it.
Still pretty warm down there.
Yeah, and it's been thunderstorms all day. So
Huh.
I
We
mean,
got
I don't know.
we got a wee little bit of rain, but that was about it. But the humidity, my gosh, did we got the humidity?
Yeah, it was something else. Down. It was humid this morning, and then we got started. Like I said, we started working on his headliner, and then all of a sudden went to thundering and lightning and all that stuff. So we
Uh huh.
got out of that metal building down there. So
Clear in 88. Very humid today. Yeah, Wayne, that's the way it was here. It was humid as all get out. But I'm pretty sure I got the tractor ready to run for tomorrow. I can't believe Bo outpulled him the other weekend, and I geared it up some more for tomorrow's run. So we'll see how it does tomorrow. We'll be faster yet.
good deal.
Yeah, I jumped it up two more gears. So we'll see.
Uh, Didn't Bo say that other tractor was supposed to be a different class than y'all or anyway?
Yeah, it's an indoor tractor that he runs NQS, National Quarter Scale,
Oh,
and
okay.
he got 6 foot on him. Could have been a fluke. Who knows? We'll find out tomorrow. But I geared it a little higher and see what we do because we're not hurting for any motor because
Yeah.
he'll spin out, but we won't lose no horsepower. The motor will stay right up there. So hopefully we can pull the motor down with some higher gears yet. If he can keep a little more traction, he'll put more distance on them yet.
Sounds good.
At least that's what we're hoping.
Yeah.
Got to try something to keep it moving forward, or else it'll just be a big flop and I'll have to go backwards. So won't know until we try it.
That's it. That's all you can do.
That's it.
You have to push it to the limit, and then when you find out what the limit is, back off just a little bit.
Usually, when you get to the limits, it's time for a rebuild.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's a motor problem.
That means parts go flying a little bit. So
I've seen it happen before.
yeah,
It's been crazy.
yeah.
Oh lordy! Just if this humidity would give up a little bit, my gosh, it was miserable in that building today.
Yeah, I was down there in the shop. I went back down in the shop and started cleaning up. I started cleaning up, and I got interested in the daggone movie. A television set in a shop don't work too good.
No, no, I don't have a TV in the shop.
Well, normally I just put some music on off of YouTube, and let it play.
Yeah, no,
But
don't work too
today I
well.
got interested in a movie. I messed up and seen a movie I wanted to watch. So
Yeah, that's the way it goes, though.
yeah, well, I look at it. I ain't been in no hurry all summer, so they ain't no use getting in one now.
uh, yeah, we did an engine swap on another tractor, so now I got to find me a 1 inch diameter pulley for the crank and 3.5 round for a belt drive. I figure I'll probably be able to find that at Tractor Supply or somewhere.
Yeah, Tractor Supply or uh, something like that. There's a company down in down in the Carolinas that Aggregate Supply, I think it's the name of it. But you might can order it through them, but you probably know more people than that. So they're they're one heck of a big agri supply place down there. So they got blades. Every time I go in there, I buy blades and belts and all that stuff because
Right, right.
they're so much cheaper than most of the places around here. So
Yeah, do you got it all still building down there, Daryl?
yeah,
Yeah, see Wayne's comment? Put a sprinkler on your building in 2 different places. It'll cool it down a little bit.
yeah,
I don't have a steel building.
yeah, yeah. I got one of them great big old fans down there if I actually need it. But
Right.
main thing is main thing is to you just turn you. It's so loud. That doggone thing is so loud. That big fan I got so loud that I can't hear nothing when it's running. So
Yeah.
I just sweat it out a little bit. It, it ain't like I ain't got some room to sweat out. I mean, I got plenty of.
Yeah, I got AC for my building, but I never installed it this year. So
Yeah, I got to thinking, and it ain't gonna be long before we have to start worrying about heat to go in that doggone place.
Yeah. Well, mine's got heat in it, so I ain't got to worry about that. I just got to cut a truckload of wood. That generally lasts me all winter in the shop.
Well, mine, my heat, since it's a tin building, it just my wood heater just heats about 10 feet around it, and that's but the I do have one in blower kerosene heaters, you
Hmm.
know, and but doggone this year the fuel's gonna be so high. I don't think I'll probably just sit in the house.
There you go. Yeah, Wayne. I didn't use spray foam. I got a regular wooden building, but I used sheets of that foam insulation on the inside of it. And I'll tell you what, in the wintertime, I can heat 80 degrees with no problem at 17 below zero. Hey, sweet mother, how you doing?
Hey, sweet mother. Yeah, if I just had the money to spray foam,
I
I
saw pretty expensive.
yeah, it is. I I I did take and put for part of it. I put some of uh plywood type stuff up there to kind of keep it, that but it's still I ain't got it in the ceiling and all that stuff. So
Yeah, that was the worst part of doing my shop was doing the ceilings, and it's a barn type building. So you got the ceiling, then you got the down pieces, and then you got your regular walls. And that
yeah,
was kind of a pain putting it all together.
my I got one of them half round jobs,
Hmm.
and and when I put it up, I think I put a 10 foot door, and but that gives me you know it's about 30, 4, right, almost 13 foot inside of it. So or
Right.
maybe 14 foot because I mean so at the time I figured I was still driving, so I when I built it, so I built it so I could get the front end in the building,
Hmm.
and so if I had to work on it or whatever else, and it raining or something other, and so
Yeah. Worst
but
comes to worst, you can put a drop ceiling in there though to hold your heat down some.
yeah, I put about I think about 6 foot of the ceiling. I put a drop down and put a shelves and all up there so I could put more junk in it. But
Yeah, that's a good setup, Wayne. I got a refrigerator and all that. The only thing I didn't put out there yet is a coffee pot because I'd end up sitting down in the daggone chair and drinking coffee instead of doing
well,
it.
that's what I do with the television. I sit there and watch the traffic go by and see if I can figure out whose car is what coming out through here. So,
Yeah.
but I
Yep.
I put the television in there for my doghouse in case Delisa got mail in there or something. I had to go down there and camp out.
Shoot, maybe I need to do all that. I'm always in the doghouse. Uh,
Yeah, I got that 16 foot trailer down there. I don't know where I still am or not because neither one of us lately has been able to ride. So I was going to start going to events and all that stuff
hmm
and with that video that stuff. But now it's like I said, we both got run into our health problems.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know whether I need to go to all that work putting all that stuff, making a toy hauler type thing out of it, where I could put the bed, lower the bed down and if I needed to, if we were staying overnight or something or other.
Right. Yes, Bocce, I am in the doghouse quite often.
Well, that's why I always fixed up my doghouse before I fixed up the house.
Oh yeah. Which I could do that, but it takes energy to do that, and I don't have the energy to do that.
I don't either no more.
I walk out of the AC here in the house, and I go out there to the shop, and it's like, why in the world did I come out here?
I've been wanting to put a fuel pump in a Chevrolet pickup truck for a year now, and I ain't got around to it either. So,
Hey, Bo.
hey, Bo.
How you guys doing?
I see
All right, sir.
gaming, huh?
What's going?
I ain't got my phone to text Ed. I left my phone somewhere, probably out in the garage.
Yeah,
Wow.
Ed went to that wedding. What time was that wedding? He might not have got back home yet.
Yeah, that's true too. He might still be over at his brother's place.
Yeah.
Wow, who got married?
Kevin.
Oh, his youngest brother.
No, Ken's boy.
Oh.
Yep,
All right,
Ken's son.
Bo, you put some extra weight on that boot you're gonna ride that tractor with tomorrow or what?
It's looking like it's gonna rain all day.
Well, just do some mudding then. Hey, I got some mud tires down here.
No, we're not doing that. No.
Hey, I got some ATV tires. We can put mud tires or make mud tires out of it.
No, Daryl. Not that tractor.
I can't blame.
Absolutely not. Nope. Yeah, I forgot Ed had that wedding today.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I told him he might find him warming up there to get and him to get hitched up before it's over with.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it goes. So what you do? Game all day, Bo? You been on that all day, Bo?
Yeah.
I kind of figured.
Playing Rust. It's a grinding game.
It's a what?
It's a survival game. It's online. I'm playing with my two buddies. You build a base, start with nothing, go from there.
No, I don't think so. Oh Lordy. Yeah, I wasn't going to do it live tonight, and it was like, well, I guess I better go in the house because I was out in the shop. There was too many people. There were 7 people out there in the driveway, and it's like, hey, I got to go, guys.
Yeah, you found out you was out there working again, and they trying to load you up, ain't they?
Pretty much.
You're still here on my screen. You just moved.
What's that?
I was talking to the headset.
Well, if you're going to talk to the headset, mute your mic.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
I'm good now. Their game just crashed.
yeah. Call your mom. She'll tell you how to mute it. She mutes me all the time.
Going out to Omaha next week.
Yep.
We got a 2-stop.
Good deal, as long as you don't run into one in Twisters.
Oh, I don't care.
Well, at least
Your
running
brother.
out that way is better than running over in Pennsylvania and New Jersey over that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pay better.
Yeah, the other boy, he's heading for Jersey Monday. He didn't turn a wheel all week. He was sick.
Uh-oh. He ain't been playing with the monkeys, is he?
No,
Got the monkey pox.
we don't talk that stuff. We don't talk no politics on this channel. I know a guy that knows a guy that knows another guy that got dinged for it, so we don't.
So what were you tearing up out in the garage, Mark?
I was just sitting there listening to a whole bunch of people talking. I had a lot of visitors.
Oh, so you had the fertilizer salesman over.
There's too many of them,
Really spreading the BS, huh?
very much. That one guy, you know he's lying as soon as you see his lips moving.
Now, that's not a nice thing to say about Ed.
Ed wasn't here.
He wasn't there. I tried to talk him into getting him a monkey suit today to wear, and he said he wasn't wearing no monkey suits.
Oh, so basically you were saying Scott was over there.
And he wanted,
Yeah. We don't talk about people.
yeah.
They're all good people until they do something wrong, then they got to go.
Yeah.
So how you doing, Daryl?
I'm doing pretty good, mate.
Yeah, I missed your live stream last night. I was just not feeling good.
Yeah.
They got me on more. I got 3 more painkillers, and they're saying if you take these, don't take anything over the counter.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and then of course Thursday when we're back at the hospital and everything, they gave me some kind of nausea pill, another kind of pain pill, and some morphine.
Wow. So did they ever determine what your deal is, what's going on or anything of that? They're just giving you pills and saying, go home?
They still don't know.
Huh. Oh, Lordy. Trouble's in here now. I told you it was going to go to hell in a handbasket quick, and there it is. Oh, Lordy.
Hey, Sandy. But no, they 4 trips to the ER and doing testing and everything, and still nothing. And the stuff they're giving me has got the opioids in it, and it's like, yeah, that's making me feel real good.
Wow.
Did they ever do the call Roto-Rooter for you?
No, that's later this month.
I mean, that's the only until they get inside and find out that's the only way they're gonna find out what's wrong with you. So
Yeah, I know. Till they shove that camera up my throat.
No, it's not going your throat. It's going the other way.
Well, it'll be going up.
Uh-huh.
it goes both ways.
Well, they're going to be sending it up. They're going to start at the bottom and work their way up.
Well, just remember when you start tasting that, what it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be asleep when that happens.
Well, they asked them was they going to start up and go down, or was they going to start? I said, but if you start at the bottom, please change the cameras. And then they stuck that mask over my face, and I don't remember nothing until I come out of there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know what I'm going to hate is everything the day before.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, they actually made me go through a routine this time that was 2 days before. I mean, I don't know why they did it that way, but 2 days before, and I had they wanted my pipes clean.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I have history of the polyps and stuff, so
Right.
they won't.
You're right, Sandy. I miss you not being at home.
Mm-hmm.
So is she at work?
Yeah.
So where's the next pool going to be at?
Down at the Biker Memorial down in Hopedale
And when's that going to be?
tomorrow.
Ah. Well, I hope you kick butts and take no names.
Yeah, we're hoping to.
Yeah, if Bo pours enough, puts enough lead in that foot, I mean, where he can get it going.
Depends on if it's real muddy and wet. If so, we're not even taking it out.
Yeah.
Why, y'all expect rain?
They've supposedly had rain all day down there today.
Wow.
You get into that slimy mud and can't get no traction, it costs yourself a motor.
Yeah.
Too much dead revving.
Yeah, motor, or it costs you the motor or the drivetrain, either one. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey, Mark,
yeah,
you see what that is?
What is it?
That's a North Texas rain gauge.
Oh, you can have all kinds of it down there.
Hey, you wouldn't even get the bottom of that filled up. I mean, you might get barely something on the bottom with all the rain we've got.
Wow. That's crazy.
I have been to Texas when it was monsoon season out there,
Oh, yeah.
and
I'll bet it.
then the flash floods all of a daggone sudden. You got to take side roads to get around.
And, I feel kind of sorry for the people up in Dallas because they're actually at a lower elevation than where I'm at. And they're further north. They're in kind of a basin.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, little monster.
Hey,
Sandy, Ed had that wedding for Kevin today. He got married.
yeah, that's where most of mine, where I was thinking about Mater was up around Dallas, Fort Worth up there. I mean, and they can't drive with dry roads. They lose their mind when it rains, and
They
then,
really
then, then they just forget about everything when it gets a little bit icy. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, that's what I was going to say. They totally lose it, freak out when we get any kind of frozen stuff coming down.
yeah,
That was what, 2 years ago when they had that big old pile up over there in Fort Worth? Of, was it
yeah,
about 300 cars?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That was one trip that whenever I met you and Crystal out there, it was just a few weeks before that, or was it after? No, before.
It was. I think it was after because it wasn't that cold at that time.
No, it was just going through that change.
Yeah. I think it was about 2-3 weeks after all that had happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right off of that exit, I think where that big FEMA place is out there, the FEMA warehouse out there, ain't it? Where
I'm not
right,
sure.
right in that area, there's a big FEMA warehouse that I picked up and went all the way to Florida with and sat there all week on a FEMA load, and heck, I enjoyed that. Hell, $1,200 a day just sitting around not doing nothing, and that doggone and that load was paying like $10 a mile going out there, and I didn't have to worry about I didn't have to pay no log books, comic books, or nothing. I mean, just throw it in the back and ride, because I had one of them little fancy little papers that said I was exempt from everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure where exactly it was over there in 35. I know it was somewhere over there on the north side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've seen the videos and everything from it. It's like, geez.
Yeah. Hey, Boneyard.
Hey, Boneyard, how you doing?
Yeah, talking about that. That reminds me of time I was driving to work one day, and I'm just putting along, taking it easy because I know how to drive on that kind of road surface. Some guy in a Corvette, I don't know what year and everything, but he says he's in a hurry. He goes flying by me, hits the bridge, spins out, and basically everything from the windshield forward is gone.
Hmm.
He hit that outside wall basically head on. So
You
basically,
moved.
yeah, he had like no fiberglass. There was no body work whatsoever. I just kept on going. I kind of looked over him going, yeah, Mr. DA.
Well, what's so funny is two uh late the last 2 years, it seems like in the wintertime is FedEx hiring all is they hiring all the Swift drivers or what? Because I mean, there's every time there's a major pileup, there's doggone FedEx in the middle of it. So, I mean,
Shoot.
I don't know. They might.
There's some crazy drivers out there, especially for as many lanes of traffic that's going.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Bocce. I seen you driving. Whew, it was wicked.
Scary?
Well,
I tell you what, she come across that daggone store parking lot like there was fixing to be a drive-by shooting, and she anchored them brakes. I thought she was going to run us all over. And then we didn't even know that she even knew that we was in town. She went home, and the girls told her that we had been there and already left and went to the store.
well, I mean, but still, Bocce, Rhode Islanders. I mean, that's still kind of scary. I mean, they don't know how to they go kind of crazy when it snows too. So.
Yes. Yes, Boneyard. I was checking out your hot rod wheel horse. That thing's coming along looking good, man. I left you a comment whenever I checked it out on your video. It's a nice tractor. If you guys haven't had a chance to go over there to Boneyards and look at that he's doing a good job. It's an older wheel horse.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, check it out. He's doing a great job with it.
Yeah.
You raced the quarter mile. Jeez. Yeah, I bet it was.
The girls called her, so she's trying to get there so she could see you, but then she seen you beforehand. So.
Yeah, well, to get there to see me, I thought she was going to kill me. The way that van anchored down, I bet you the bumper was maybe an inch off the ground. She hit the brakes so hard it just nosed. Wicked driver.
Yeah. Did y'all see that video from that crash out there in California killed those 6 people?
Ah,
Oh my God! I've seen the video of it, and this lady, from what I understand, she's from here in Texas, driving a Mercedes, and she was doing about 45, 50 miles an hour right through a red light. Hits about 3 or 4 cars, and 2 of them burst into flames. And one of the people who was killed was a lady that had, I think, a 6-year-old son, and she was
uh-huh.
already pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that, Ben. I'll have to go back and check that video.
Yeah, I got to catch up. I stayed out in the shop all day, and I stayed off of YouTube, trying to trying to be trying to be nice for a change, and I missed a lot of them.
Right.
With me being off work, being as hurting and everything as I am, that's the only thing I am doing is watching stuff on YouTube and
Yeah.
catching up on stuff like that. I'm trying to get a few things done out here in the garage when I'm feeling better, moving things around.
Yep.
I put
Yeah.
that
we-
plastic back
Oh.
up in the back,
Yeah.
kind of seal it off back there some.
Yeah. Hopefully Jeff's feeling better.
What's wrong with Jeff?
Said he bended over to put his boot on and his back went.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. These back problems are getting out of hand. I wish my back problem would just pick up and leave and go elsewhere to somebody else.
Well, aren't you supposed to get in to do some, they can do some slicing and dicing?
Well, that's a big shit show, really, because now they say we got to wait until the disc ruptures. Then they'll go in and repair one disc. I have 3 of them that's bulged, but they will only do one at a time as they rupture. So it doesn't look like anytime soon.
Are they all together there, Mark?
Yeah.
I mean, well, if they're right there in the spot, then I mean, why put you through 3 different pains? I mean,
I don't. They said that the insurance will only allow them to do one as they rupture. I said, well, why can't you do all 3 of them? And they said, we can't until they are ruptured.
That makes no sense.
So I have L1 vertebrae is fractured, then the 3 disc are bulged, and then L5 vertebrae is fractured as well. So they're just gonna wait for these to break and then go in and repair the one that breaks, and then I'll have to go back 2 more times to fix the other 2.
I mean, it looks like it would be cheaper. It would, even for the insurance company, it'd be cheaper to go on and fix all 3 of them while they in there. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I
And
mean,
not-
that's what I was going to say is it'd be cheaper to do them all at one time than pay for 3 separate surgeries.
yeah, and
Right. All right, Boneyard. Thanks for stopping in.
all right, good night, Boneyard.
Yeah, y'all, you got to check out Boneyard's tractor. That thing is heck of a job on an old wheel horse like that. I bet he played heck finding parts for it. Yeah, Bocce, that's a bunch of bull in my eyes, because by the time you go in 3 times, that scar tissue is going to build up. You're going to have nothing but problems that I foresee.
Yep.
Then you end up with a bunch of scar tissue that'll probably still give you problems farther down the line that they wouldn't even had to deal with for if they did it all at one time. So
Yep. But insurance says no. So
Get a different insurance.
it don't work like that.
Be nice if it would.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they're doing it like that.
Yep. And according to Bocce there in her comment, that's what they told her when she did it. It's all about the money. All about the money is all it is.
Yep.
That's true, Ben.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It sounds like a bunch of bureaucrats that are running it.
All that red tape.
Yep. That's all it is. Don't need to do it yet because it's not ruptured. So that's what they're looking at. I said, well, what if it takes 5 years to rupture? He said, you'll be out of work 5 years. I was like, how can a man basically get disabled twice in one damn lifetime?
Yep.
Come on now, give me a break. They disabled me 99 years from my heart. I fought to get my CDL, everything back once they gave me the open heart and the steel valve and all this mess. So I got all fixed up back to work, and shoot, 7 years here we are. We're saying we got to deal with the back. It's like, give me a break. It's just,
Well, I remember there was I heard about probably about 4 years ago. I don't remember how old she was, but this lady, she was retired and everything, and she needed to have some major surgery, and her insurance would not pay for it. They said, nope, we're not going to pay for it, and it was a life, threatening situation. And she, under desperate times, she went and bought a gun. I kid you not. She went into the bank to rob it, and there was no bullets or anything in it. Okay, walked in, pulled the gun out, Sam. This is a holdup. Okay, the police came, arrested her, threw her in jail. She went to trial and everything, got in prison. They found out about it, and the state paid for her surgery.
yeah.
And she wound up doing all that just to get the surgery done, and it was paid for by the state when her own insurance company wouldn't. So the people of the state had to pay for it.
Yep. You're exactly right, Bocce. I've been to 4 different doctors, and it's a factor of liability and risk, and it's a 50-50 gamble either way it could go. And I said, well, hell, 50% times 3, that's 150% guarantee that I'm going to keep on going. He didn't like that odds.
Well, what he should have said at that time was been like Han Solo. Never told me the odds.
Yeah. Well, that was like the open heart surgery. I guess it was a life or death situation. They told Sandy it was a 50% chance when they went in and put the valve in and everything. And I was in the recovery, and I remember whenever I woke up, I was trying to rip the tubes and all that and everything out. And then a couple of days after that, I ended up in my room, and the doctor says, "Man," he says, "you got real lucky on that." I said, "Well, I don't feel very damn lucky." That was miserable. I mean, miserable. Hey, how you doing, Cajun?
Good, Mark. How are you? Daryl,
What's
how
up,
you
Casey?
doing? Mater, how you doing?
Better.
Yeah, hopefully they get you some answers here soon.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'd like to. I know Chris would like to have some answers because she's probably getting tired of me being stuck here at the house.
Yeah, but the major thing would be, okay, what am I taking this pill for? Somebody would be explaining every single pill that they give you.
Yeah,
The only thing
especially
the only thing they're doing right now is trying to take care of the pain. They still haven't figured out what's causing it.
well, they need to get to the root cause of it, because what you're gonna do then, you're going by the time they get around to it, you're gonna be taking them opioids, and then you got to come off of that. So I mean,
Yeah, I know that, and that's the problem. Is that last night I taken them, and then I actually got on the phone with a friend of mine, and I was telling her about it, and she goes, "You took some not that long ago, didn't you?" Go, "Some, yeah." Why? She says, "I can tell because you're kind of slurring your words."
Yeah.
It's
Fuck
like,
yeah.
yeah, there's no way I can be able to take and go to work, especially if I'm going to get up on a forklift and drive it around. I'm going to be doing that painting. It's like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do all that. And then also, if I got to make a mad dash to the bathroom, we got one of the guys that likes to take his sweet time. about 10 minutes or so just going there and taking a dump.
Right. Hey, how you doing, Ed? Good to see you. Hopefully the wedding's going good. Bocce, I agree. She does have a really good life. Very, very respectful kid for what she's been through.
What's up, Ed?
Well, Ed, did you go ahead and put a monkey suit on today or what? I was teasing him last night, and he said he's gonna wear shorts and.
I'm wondering if he caught the bouquet of flowers.
Oh, shoot.
It'd be really bad if he caught the bouquet of flowers and the garter belt.
Yeah.
Oh, well. But yeah, it's the way they do stuff anymore. It's all about the risk and the liability. And people are so daggone sue happy anymore. These doctors are like under the gun and running.
That's it.
And the only thing you can say is thanks to our own people for doing this.
Exactly.
What I don't get is the fact is that, years ago, if you had a medical problem, you went to a doctor, they were more concerned about finding out what was wrong with you and getting you taken care of, compared to now. It's like, oh, you got insurance where I can get my money?
Right. But this is the sad part about it. Now that you say about insurance, now these doctors have to put into the insurance company and wait for an approval from the insurance company before they can do anything. I mean,
Right.
The doctor's hands are pretty much tied, and it's like, well, why didn't I just go to the insurance company's office and let them handle this?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
And they know, and the sad part is a lot of doctors can will diagnose you knowing what your symptoms are, but yet they got to send you to four different specialists to cover their ass. I mean,
Right.
before they treat you.
But you stop and think about it. You go to the hospital, okay? And what's the first thing they want to do? Urine specimen, blood draw. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you get out of the hospital and you get the bill, now after you get a bill for the blood draw, then you get a separate bill from somebody else that read the blood and everything, and it's all about all different steps of bills that you get for that one emergency room visit, and it's phenomenal.
Now, you want to hear something that's really funny? Thursday, when Crystal took me back to the hospital, they got me in there. They said, yeah, we're going to need a urine sample. Okay, fine. I go, get the bottle all filled up, put it in the bag, seal it, hand it to them. It's okay. They lost it. It's like, you got to be, I mean, the nurse, when she went to go draw the blood and everything, she called to find out about the urine sample. We don't have it. I had to go give them another one. I said, I hope they don't lose this one. She goes, I'm going to make sure because I'm physically going to take it back there.
Wow.
I'm going, how can they lose? I mean, the bag was already tagged and everything. It's like, how can you lose that?
They
Fell behind something.
they did that with me. I mean, and my insurance company, the A1C test. I mean, I can only get them done once every 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
and well, they they took one at my regular doctor, and somehow or another they lost it. Well, then I had to went to see the specialist, and he ordered another one. Well, they ended up billing me for a doggone A1C test, and them things ain't cheap neither.
No.
But they end up trying to bill me for it. I said no. I said I ain't paying this bill because it wasn't my fault that y'all misplaced it. It was just, but they tried to charge me for it, because the
How much
insurance
is that
company
test?
They wasn't
Well,
gonna pay.
I got
Yeah.
insurance, and I got real good insurance, and even my part of the deductible was $180 for the A1C test. It's
Yeah.
Damn.
expensive.
How much is a test?
I have no clue.
I don't know how high.
I wound up going to Walmart today, and they said you can get. There were 2 tests and everything, and one of them was for A1C, $39.
Hmm.
I'm going. How is it you can go to Walmart and get these 2 separate tests and everything? Just walk up, say, "Hey, I want this and this one," and they got the big old sign right there at the pharmacy because I had to go pick up another prescription. They got the big old sign that said you can have this one for 17, this one for 17, or if you want both for $39.
Never heard of that.
Well, that might be what you need to do is go to Walmart and get the damn test done.
Well,
Yeah.
you know how much a month worth of these 2 pens are, prescription wise?
Them
Too
are
damn
expensive.
That for 1 month is $1,200.
I was gonna say 1,600, about 800 a piece.
Well, this was that's what Walmart told me it was. It
No.
was $1,200 some dollars, but now they have increased the rates on or the price of insulin now. So it has. But I mean, so
That's
far,
what
I
it
mean,
it was for 1 pen a while back. A buddy of mine had one, and he told me how much. He showed it to me. I'm like,
yeah,
and I tried to undo the cap, whatever. This, I thought it was an ink pen, you know.
yeah.
Mhm.
And he was like, "No," he said, "this is a insulin pen."
Yep.
And I said, "Oh, one of them pens like a bee sting or something." He says, "Kind of like that, but this is for diabetes."
Yep. I used
And
to.
and he said, "This right here is $800 freaking dollars."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to right after
Dang.
the open heart surgery. I had those pens. I was on 4 shots a day, and it was set there, and you can adjust that pen to how many boluses you get. And sometimes I'd have to take up to 7, and a pen don't go very far.
No.
And
What kind of pen were they?
just like what Daryl just showed you.
Oh, you diabetic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
used
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Now, Daryl, let
But
me
they,
ask you this: have you talked to the doctor about getting a different medicine for that instead of taking
yeah,
insulin?
I have, but these are from. I was fixing to say I fall under the guidelines of being uh that I don't make enough money now since I'm on disability, so I don't make enough money. So the I get it kind of like as a charity plan type thing. They get the manufacturer themselves send it to me. So
The reason I was asking is because my first wife, she was diabetic, and she wound up having some small strokes and everything where she was disabled and everything, and she wound up having to get put in a nursing home for the time because she was actually going to have to go in for have gallbladder surgery. Well, the hospital, they had the charity program and everything. They said, okay, well, in order to do it, she would have to be at this nursing facility. Okay, fine, because didn't have the insurance, didn't have the money. Anyways, I was there one day, and it's okay. It's time for her diabetic medicine, and that lady brought that shot and everything out. I go, what is that? I go, it's insulin shot. That's what's being ordered. I go, whoever said to give her an insulin shot, that stuff don't work. So that's what the doctor said. I said, lady, do not give her insulin shot. That stuff does not work on her. I said, well, we've got the metformin we can give her. That don't work. And she goes, well, what else? I said, give her glyburide. It's an older medicine, but it's the only thing that her body will accept to lower the blood sugar. They kept not wanting to listen to me and everything. And finally, one day, her blood sugar, I think, was about almost 600. And I was in there that day, and that nurse came in. There was a different one. She comes in there with that needle and everything. I said, ma'am, if you're going to use that insulin shot on my wife, you have one choice. You can take it, shove it up your butt, and inject your own damn self, or I'm going to do it for you. Because I said, do not give it to her. And the head nurse, whatever, comes around. I said, look, you wind up giving that insulin shot to her, I'm going to take that needle and I'm going to inject you with it. And she started throwing a fuss and everything. I said, look, damn it, I've told y'all several times, they don't work. Give her this medicine. And I finally had talked to the damn doctor and everything. I told him, I said, if you keep ordering that stuff, I'm going to grab every single one of them damn syringes. I'm going to stick them in your butt and inject you with them. They go, whoa, whoa, whoa. I says, why? Because I keep telling you they don't work. I said, give her glyburide. They finally listened to me. They gave her the glyburide. Her blood sugar came down. That was the only thing that her body would accept to get the blood sugar under control, and it stayed there once she got back on it.
Well, I've tried. I've went through all the pills, and they said the only thing that was left because I wanted to be able to keep my CDL,
Right.
and they and if you taking insulin, you can't. You got to go through so much daggum red tape to get even just drive local. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You
Yeah.
could still drive local with the shots
yeah,
in Virginia, but
yeah,
you couldn't leave the state.
yeah,
Have
and
you ever
so
have you ever tried the glyburide
yeah, I've tried it. I've
and it
took
don't
it.
work?
And there's
It,
Scott
it, it,
Miller.
I took it for years, and it worked fine for it. When I first started taking it, it would drop it too low, and then when I went to then all of a sudden, it got to where it wasn't working at all. So they moved me up. They moved me up to insulin. So
Okay, because I know there's glyburide, then I know there's metformin.
yeah, metformin is uh, metformin is basic uh, diabetes medicine. It's just,
You're right.
but
That,
it
but that
just
right. But that's what I'm saying is now I know I only wanted to mention because I didn't know if you'd ever tried it or not because like I said, it is an older medicine. It's been out for years, but for
yeah.
some people it works and some people it don't.
Well, it got like I said when I first started taking it, it worked too good, and then after I took it for a long period of time, it it lost its effectiveness, and so
Right.
they had to give me this stuff. So
Right. So it was obviously working because it was taking it down too low.
yeah, at that point, but like I said, after my body adjusted to it, it
Mm-hmm.
just it was like taking a baby aspirin. It didn't even it didn't affect anything.
Right.
So
It might now,
well, it might, but I
but
mean,
if it was making it, want to go too low, then I would say, then get a different dose, smaller dosage of it.
Right.
yeah. Well, like I said, right now I ain't really worried about it because I mean I went under the the company itself has got a plan that that pays for it if you don't make so much more money a year. So
Right.
Right.
with that, I mean that they sending it to me for free. So I mean, but one month there there was a time in between that when they sent it they screwed up and didn't send it at the right time. So I called them up and they had to send in uh, a certificate for that 1 month, at the drugstore. And while I had the medicine in my hand at the drugstore, they I asked the pharmacist, and he said that's over $1,200 right there in your hand, and that was just for a month's supply. And but most the sad part about it is they make you have to go to the doggone your doctor to pick this stuff up,
Right.
and so your doctor's office to pick it up. So when your doctor's 40 miles away just to get medicine, but
And
Dang.
you got to pay for a doctor's visit just so you can go get them.
no, they'll doctor's office usually just hand it to you, but
Okay, that's good.
I mean,
But it's
You were
still
saying earlier, Mater, that they lost your urine sample in the
Yep.
emergency room?
Yep.
I'm glad they didn't lose mine last year when I went in because I couldn't go. And I told the nurse, I said, ain't blood just good enough? I says, because I don't need to go. She says, well, I'm going to give you 30 minutes. And if you can't give it to me, she says, I'm going in there and get it out. When my eyes bugged out, she says, yeah, the catheter is not pleasurable.
all right, Ben. We'll see you. Thanks for stopping in.
Good night, Ben.
See you, Ben.
So it took a little while, 20 minutes, but they wouldn't let me drink nothing.
Yeah.
They
That don't
thought
make
something
any
was up with my stomach, and yeah, I had a hole in my gut. So that's before the confirmation. With the CAT scan, though, they thought I had something going on.
See, that was something I know we talked about the other night. Talk about the gallbladder and everything, and that's one thing I talked to that ER doctor and everything. She actually went and looked at the results from the last CAT scan, and they said, nope, their gallbladder looks fine. So, and on top of that, they don't see anything. They really don't see anything wrong with the intestines either. So,
Well, is it?
Well,
Is
your
it up?
intestines are so piled up, stacked up
Yeah.
in there. It's hard to see.
Yeah. That's why they usually have to use Roto-Rooter to get you.
yeah, I know.
But
And that,
I mean,
Well,
yeah, 'cause
mine was
all,
the
right,
small intestine where it leaves the stomach.
Yeah.
Right there at the duodenum, and it wasn't but that far from my stomach or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is they had me hooked up to the blood pressure machine. They had the heart monitor. They had the EKG even going. And it's like doctors standing there talking. It's like, y'all might want to unhook me. That way I can get out of here and go down the hallway to the bathroom. And it's like, okay. It's like, oh, I gotta go. Y'all better hurry up and get this all unhooked because otherwise there's gonna be a mess here.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that's just. But is your pain up in your upper part, or is it all the way in the bottom?
I get the pain like right down through here, and then I'll get pain like right starting back right in here and coming all the way to the front, right up underneath the ribs. And like I can be like sit, I can lay down and everything, I'm fine. And like when I got up out of that bed there at the ER and everything to go to the restroom, yeah, I was like it felt like someone I was in a damn boxing ring and someone had just hit me right here real hard.
So what are they thinking? That you got like an infection or something going through your body causing this mess, or what?
You tell
What are
me,
they thinking?
you tell me, we'll both know.
They're not telling you anything. That don't make any sense.
I know that's what Crystal don't understand. That's what I don't understand. That's what's got the medical people, even at the ER, kind of going.
Well, usually if it's the pancreas, that would have been picked up on the ultra scan.
Yeah, and
But
they're not even seeing anything wrong with that.
and your pancreas and liver usually that's the way they check that. But I mean, well, kind of is. Have you had? What about the kidney function test? Did they check your kidneys? to make sure that there wasn't no blood or nothing
Well,
that you can't see in it.
Well, I mean, they did get a second urine sample from me. So if there was anything with the kidneys or liver or anything like that, they probably would have picked it up that way. Or if there was any kind of an infection, they would have picked it up in the blood. But they're not seeing anything in the urine or the blood.
Uh oh.
So
We
the
got
white
Bricks,
blood cell count is not elevated, which means there's no infection.
well, we got Bricks down in the basement. He's digging a hole, so he must be burying something.
Uh-oh.
Well, like when not Tom Dobie, but his buddy, but when our buddy Doc went to the ER and he was in pain, and he had got checked before, like a couple of months before, for the same pain or something, and it wasn't showing in the blood or anything as an infection or nothing. They opened him up. They did surgery. They finally saw something.
Hey, how you doing, Harold? Good to see you.
Hey, Harold.
It was his gallbladder that busted.
Oh boy.
That's what they kind of with the Lisa they took she was having a lot of problems, and they went in there and they said, well, we don't really see nothing wrong with the gallbladder, but we're gonna go ahead and take it out. And they took hers out, and it was it was like flakes. It wasn't the filled with I don't know what you call the daggone things, but it was like little silvery things looked like glass is what it looked like, instead of the crystals. They hadn't created crystals yet, so
Yeah.
but there was slivers all through it.
I don't know what he lost, Harold. He might have.
Maybe he's finally getting a chance to bury that neighbor. That keeps messing
Nope,
with
I'm putting in a new flagpole next door.
Oh Lordy. Hey, do you see Bocce's thing made her?
Yeah, I read it. No comment.
We are planting a brand new. This video, we're doing one of Maynard's favorite stores, a brand new flagpole. Next door. As you can see,
Are you getting into the
that's my next door neighbor.
Oh Lord. But actually,
There's the next door neighbor, and there's my pole, brand new up there.
Actually, I think that these doctors, it takes X amount of visits before you get a straight answer from them.
Yeah.
Hey, you know why that is, Mark?
More money.
That's right. They got to buy that Cadillac somehow.
Mm-hmm.
See, I bet Mr. Briggs has been busy today. There's one pole there. Here's another one for next door. And there's one over there across the street. We put up another one.
You're going to have to put them all up because your neighbors are going to have a lot of them to steal.
Yeah, well, this guy's got guns, just like the guy across the street.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, look at that.
But there's a lot of doctors out there, you just, the more visits, the more tests, and then they finally come to a conclusion after about 4 or 5 different tests that the one test showed them from the get-go, but they want to make sure that they're right.
That's what I was saying about the CYA or whatever, to cover your ass part of it. Is so that they got proof if something goes wrong and you have a and you try and they turn around and try to sue them again.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's what I was saying back at the beginning of this when we started. the people has done it themselves because so many people has went after these doctors for lawsuits and everything else. So now the doctor takes his time and really gets enough back up what he said.
Yeah, and then all these daggum ambulance chasing lawyers. I mean, whether it's an accident on the road or doctors. I mean, people are so happy these days. It ain't funny. So.
Yep.
You got that right.
But the people has literally did this themselves, because of all the lawsuits and everything. And like you said about the attorneys, there's so many of them out there. You see all these ads, especially the one that gets me is if you get injured by a tractor trailer.
Yeah.
They're hot after tractor trailers.
And it don't even specify that the tractor trailer was at fault or anything. Just call us if you're involved with a tractor trailer.
Exactly.
I've seen a video today on YouTube, and I'm going. It was dealing, it was from the trucker's point of view because they got the dash cam and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it showed these people in these cars and everything. They speed up and then cut right over in front of the 18 wheeler and then brake check them. I'm going, are you trying to commit suicide?
Oh, Lordy Harold.
That damn big rig, he ain't gonna stop on a dime. He needs about $2.
Yep. All right, Bocce. We'll see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Especially if he's fully loaded.
Oh, yeah.
Even empty, it don't matter actually.
Right. I'm still saying, like, you get a 3,500-pound car, right? How much is a rig, with the box trailer and everything, weigh empty?
80,000 fully loaded.
Okay.
Or more.
You get you can get overweight permit up to 100,000 or more.
Mark can tell you about because he probably got an overweight thing for his.
I know, but all right. But the question was, how much does it weigh empty?
32 to 33,000 empty.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to try and take a 3,500-pound car and get something that's 10 times heavier, and you're going to try and stop it with your little old thing? Yeah. I don't think so. If you get your ass run over, that's your own dumb fault.
Well,
that's the way I look at it.
That's the main thing. You got to look at common sense. People don't have that little word of common sense anymore, and they fell under the label of what Harold said, stupid.
Yeah. And here, they do something like that. They're going to be going, like you were saying, Mark. You're going to get a hold of one of them attorneys and say, were you injured by an 18-wheeler? They go, yeah, I was injured by an 18-wheeler. They're going to go after them. Well, here's a dash cam showing that you did a brake check on them, trying to go from 65 miles an hour down to 30 in about 2 seconds. Yep. That ain't going to happen. That's why you got your ass run over.
Yeah. They don't. Semi trucks don't do fender benders.
No.
No, they're car crushers.
Yeah. They don't do fender benders.
Well, they do more than just bend a fender. They bend everything else.
Yeah. Well, they're signed. All these doggone different states and different laws. It's just they're about like Florida. They still. It just. I don't need to talk about that no more.
Yeah. Yep.
They got a few videos out on YouTube about cars brake checking big trucks.
Oh, yeah.
And this one guy in a truck, he called that state trooper highway line, 511 or whatever it is, 811. And this guy kept on, and he told the dispatcher that there was a cop in the area, and they caught the guy. They caught the guy doing it twice, actually.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to make sure they had it on camera to burn his butt.
Yep.
Oh
I
yeah,
had, I had an accident in Rochester, New York. I was going in to deliver some coil wire slinkies. And I turned the corner and my spread axle, and it was a real tight, sharp corner, and I was turning right. A car come up beside me on the right hand side, and I caught him with the front of that spread axle. I shoved him clean up over the sidewalk and up a guide wire up the pole.
dang.
You know, they tried to sue me and everything else, but he was in the dead wrong. My turn signal, everything was on, but he just tried to get me around that corner. And the only thing I could say to him was, you did not like that vehicle at all, did you? There ain't nothing left.
And to me, that's one thing that, I have respect for 18 wheelers because I know for a fact, yeah, they're a lot bigger. They weigh a lot more. I'm going to make sure I give them plenty of room. And if I see them put that turn signal on, I'm backing off.
No, nowadays, people, let me tell you, when they see that turn signal, first thing they think of in their brain is, I'm getting past him. Yep, they're coming. That's just like a green light for them. When they see that light flashing, they're coming.
Yeah, because I know here in town,
I had
right
that
by
happen last week.
Yep.
And
But I
they
was gonna
ignored
say-
it. I mean, I was trying to get over.
But I seen, I know here in town, we got two main roads here in town, okay? And it's a tight 90-degree turn, okay? So I will see 18-wheeler. He'll be in that right-hand lane. He'll come up. He'll have his right turn signal on. I'll see him come over in the left-hand lane to make that wide turn and make it. I'm backing off. Even if I'm in the right-hand lane, I'll back off. I give them room. Like, I know what they're going to need.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I have. It's not just the daggone four-wheelers no more, though. That's what pisses me off. I mean, you can see how, with the move over laws they got now. You can see a doggone highway patrolman got a car pulled over on the shoulder, and or something other, and the truck that's coming up behind you, you turn your signal light on to get over or get away from, like you're supposed to move over, and the doggone even the trucks won't give you a break no more. I mean,
Yep.
well, there's no courtesy whatsoever on the road, period, anymore. They just
right. Well, I'll tell you what's real funny is the one I saw earlier today. It was at some kind of a truck stop, and it's like it had to been a rookie driver because he starts making his turn too damn soon and takes out the front end of the truck that's parked there. He just plows right into it. I'm going.
You see that all the time, and that's why in a truck stop you never park anywhere on the corners. You get in the middle of that lot and take a chance on somebody backing into your hood. But I'm always the dumb guy that pulls in so that they hit the trailer.
Except for that night I saw you.
No, I was backed in that night.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I was leaving. I wasn't staying.
and I've even seen 18-wheeler run another one off the road or even sideswipe when they're going to change lanes because they hadn't gotten out far enough in front of them.
Right.
Oh, I mean, it's.
You see a lot of lady truck drivers now. Ladies are really getting into the trucking field.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's.
Yeah, we'll get them to deliver at work and everything, and they have no problem. I mean, what's real funny is we get the trucks that come in, they're 53-foot trailers. We get guys with 53-foot trailers, and it takes them 20 minutes to back in, whereas the other guys, of course, they've been in there multiple times. They start, and they're already backed in within 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
These other guys, they don't know.
Well, what gets me is the only problems I ever really had backing up was you send me to a place that's got 50 docks in a row, and they tell you to hit the middle dock. And my trailer is all over the place because I ain't got nothing to line up.
Yeah.
But you give me one with that much room on each
Yeah,
side
level.
of it, I could put it in there. But
Right there, just open the door.
Now, that glass shop I used to work at, every now and then, they would bring us loads of the glass and everything,
Here we go, buddy.
flatbed. And the thing about it is,
Cement.
we kept telling them, show up with a cab over because we're limited on the inside. You can't come in, you cannot have a
A
conventional
live stream.
full load in because
These two are truck
we
drivers.
can unload the back half of the trailer when he backs in,
Oh,
but because we're on crane and
Yeah.
everything like that, he can't pull in with the conventional. It has to be a cab over.
concrete on it
Yep.
tonight already.
Hey, how you
Yes,
doing?
I am.
See you.
There was a guy show up with a conventional one time, and we had to turn him away. Said, "Hey, we can't unload you." He said, we have to have someone with a cab over show up because when you go to pull in and get that front stack and everything off, we can't get it because where our crane and everything is."
Right.
Hey, Nate.
Hey, how's it going, Nate?
Well,
Well, you know, a lot of places you can't bring a conventional, but if you know how to drive a conventional, you can get in and out of there.
Right. Well, it wasn't a problem of knowing how to drive it. The fact is that as far forward or as far back as our crane would go, it still wouldn't go back far enough for a conventional because he couldn't pull up far enough into the building.
well, they've had to change that stuff now because now it's got the 53's the norm and all of them's conventionals now.
Nope.
So, I
And
mean,
you got 57s out there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
you
see,
got 57s out down in South, down in Texas, and
yeah. Well, the thing about it, like I said, he was
Louisiana.
everything right, but everything he was. Every time we had a trailer come in, of course, it was all coming out of Mexico. It was always on a flatbed trailer.
Yep.
I'll be back.
All right. Thanks for the warning.
But a lot of people, whenever they go to try to back in a dock or something like that, they get frustrated, and the more frustrated they get, the worse it is to put that in that dock, rather than to just regroup, reset the whole thing, and put it in there.
And that's why whenever I go to start backing up, I always turn my damn TV radio off because them bastards will get there and laughing at you and calling you all kind of names just while you're trying to, knowing it's a damn tight squeeze. So I just turn the damn radio off and rely on myself.
Right. Then you see these ones that comes into the daggone truck stops and that, and they got a spotter out there on the left, the right, and one out in front of the hood, and they still can't do it because they won't listen to what the people are telling them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was a trainer, so I was that spotter, but at times. But
oh, was you one of them ones out there with a walkie-talkie talking to them?
No, What gets me is even the trainers get back there in the hole and say, where they're trying to back in the hole. You can't see nothing in the back of the hole. Get up there in the front of the damn truck where you can keep checking.
Hey, how you doing, Lisa Ann? Good to see you. Yeah,
Hey,
I've seen that so many times. Or they get on the right side and they step too far out of their blind spot, and you can't see them no how. Get out in front of that hood where you can be the eyes and tell them what to do if they listen to you.
Hey, Lisa.
Or if it was an extremely busy truck stop, I'd go ahead. I wouldn't make. I'd go and back it myself so I could get out of everybody's way.
Mm-hmm.
But But if it was everything was slow at the truck stop and there wasn't no line of trucks and stuff, I'd make them back it up. But other than that, if it was like if you was say in Dallas or somewhere, right outside Dallas or somewhere, or one of these major cities, and they lined up all the way getting in there, and I'd tell them to set the brakes, and I'd jump over there right quick and put it in hold because
Just holding everybody up.
yeah,
Yeah, a walk's always good, Lisa, and it makes you feel good too. Yeah, I've sat there many times and watched people, and it's like, okay, they're having a really rough time, so you go out there and you help them, but you just might as well just wasted your time because they don't want to listen to anything you're telling them, So you was just making things worse.
I mean, we all had to start somewhere, but now I don't know where they're getting some of these clowns at nowadays.
Well, the whole problem of it is the new generation truck drivers have got this attitude. They know everything.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't want to listen to anybody that's trying to help you, then do what you need to do. And generally, 9 times out of 10, they end up hitting the truck when they're trying to back in beside them, just because of their ignorance. Their attitude got the best of them.
Exactly. And like I said, they're. I mean, Mayor used talking about that a minute ago about having the the cab overs because of Mark can tell you how these daggum textile mills were down in the South. They had 40-foot trailers back in them days, and when they were built, but then all of a sudden you show up and you got a 53-foot trailer and all that stuff. You got to leave the damn truck cocked sideways. You get in the dock and cock it. They leave it cocked sideways from be able to unload it. I mean,
Yep.
I mean,
71 degrees, and you're in California. Holy smokes, we're hotter over here than you are out there.
yes, 73 here. It's 73 here, and it's been raining all day.
We ain't got no rain. I wish we did, but we haven't got any yet. We got a wee little bit earlier today, and that was it.
It must be raining over there in El Segundo. Yeah, storms over their head. That's probably why it's so cool.
Yeah, something. We didn't get that much.
84 here.
Yeah, we was up to 88.
We didn't have no thunder bumpers, big thunderstorms today. So
Yeah,
we did.
We sure had the humidity though. My gosh, humid.
Yeah, dude. We had one of them big thunder boomers come over here today. It's basically running on and off all evening. So
Missy was at her mom's today in the air conditioning cooking. But she cooks over here in the air conditioning too. But anyway, her mom's got a central unit, and you can get that house down to about 61, 62 degrees if you mash that thermostat just right,
Mm-hmm.
And
I just got a notification that go karts are going fishing. Dropped a new video, so you guys check that out too.
Oh, okay.
I just got the notification.
Missy and her little brother. Well, I say little brother, it's her younger brother, but he's like 3 or 4 times the size of Missy. He's a young boy, big old boy. Got to bring you lunch if you want to tackle him, or breakfast, lunch, supper for about 3 days if you want to tackle him.
Right.
Anyway, he cooked a big old coubillon, catfish coubillon. Missy fried the catfish, fried the shrimp. I forget all what else they got over there. She brought back a couple of plates. Johnny Best would be here after a while to get his.
Wow. Yeah, shoot, my boat hasn't been out for a month now. It's been too daggone hot. I don't even want to go out on that
He
thing.
had a friend of his that John Boy would let him fish. John owns about almost 50 acres, or it's a little more, down on Bayou Cocodrie. That's Alligator Bayou in French. And uh, John owns the bayou, the part that crosses, his property. John actually owns that part of that bayou right there for that 40-mile stretch, or however many acres it is, wide. And he caught like they was going out of style. It was just about jumping on the bank. He said, and he cleaned all that and gave the John Boy half his fish for letting him fish. John said, I don't need them. He said, yeah, go have you a fish fry, man. I got plenty with this half ice chest right here, because catfish is unlimited.
Right.
All right. I gotta get going. Coco's asking me to do something, and I gotta get in.
All
Yep.
right.
All right. We'll
Check
see
you
you
over
later.
at Tom and Johnny's after a while.
Possibly. I
If
don't
you're
know.
there.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you.
Down. We've been in here way too long. Shoot, hour and a half.
Hour and a half, yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. I was a half hour late anyway.
That's the only reason I do this, because I've met so many nice people on YouTube. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
So
that's the only reason I have a live stream anymore. Damn sure ain't to try to get. I don't give up on trying to monetize. So
you just gotta let it roll, and sooner or later it's gonna hit. It's that simple.
yeah,
I know this one old gal, she always said, I like my channel small, but she had just started out.
Right.
I like my channel small, and I'm not interested in getting monetized. I guess she forgot what she said 4 years ago, because she's pushing it hard. Talk about, oh, when I get monetized, oh yeah, I'm gonna be raking in the big bucks. No.
Pennies.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, everybody in the chat, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you all, and we'll catch you all on the next one. Stay
All
safe.
right,
Catch you later.
everybody. As always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Stay north of the grass. Be safe. Blue top.